Alright, hello class. We are back with another short video, and this one is going to be covering factoring of an expression. And thus far, we have discussed distributive property and we have introduced factoring in an expression, but we're going to focus at first just on what exactly we're doing. Okay? Now, I want you to really try and find the difference between these two problems. The one in yellow and the one up top. What is the difference? Okay? Think about that for a second. Now, I can tell you right now the difference is we've got our expression down here waiting to be simplified on the bottom. This one is waiting to be simplified, and the way you would do that is by the distributive property. And once I use that distributive property, it'll look like this. So this one has been through the distributive property already, and then if I factored the one up top, it would look like this. So this one's factored, and then if I use distributive property, it would go back up to the top one. Okay, so that's just something to kind of get in your head. You're using those two methods to go back and forth. So I've got a problem here that has already been distributed, but I want to go back, and I need to use factoring to get there. Okay, I need to use factoring to get there. And the only way I can do that is if I find my greatest common factor. And I'd have to set up both numbers to figure it out. And I can already tell you right now that 22 is not going to fit into 33. So I can't really try that route. If 22 is even, if I did 2 and I did 22 divided by 2, I would get 11. Now 4 doesn't go into 22, 5 doesn't, 6 doesn't, 7 doesn't, 8 does not go into 22, 9 does not go into 22, and I'm at 10, 10 does also not go into 22, so this one is finished. Okay, now I'm going to come down here. 33 is not divisible by 2 because it's odd. 3 goes into 33 11 times. 4 does not go into it. 5 does not go into it. 6 does not go into 33. 7 does not go into 33. 8 does not. 9 and 10 do also not go into it. So this one's also done. And the way I would figure this out, if I am not sure, if I had 33 and I'm not sure if a number goes into it, say that I want to see if 7 goes into it, I just try to do 7. I know that 7 times 5 is 35 and 7 times 4 is 28. So that will not work, okay? Now, if I look at this top row and then I look at the row below it to try and figure out my greatest common factor, I will find out that they both have the factor of 11, and that is their greatest because they also both have 1, but 1 is smaller than 11. So if I want it to look like the distributive property again, I need to bring down what I'm factoring out and put everything else in parentheses. And when I distribute, I use multiplication. When I factor, I'm going to use the opposite operation because we're trying to go backwards, and that's division. So I've got to do 22y divided by 11, and that would give me 2y. And then I've got to do negative 33z divided by 11, and that will give me negative 3z. This right here would be my final answer. Okay? 11 parenthesis 2y minus 3z. And it is imperative, and imperative I mean it is of the utmost importance that you have it in this form if it's asking for you to factor it. Because if you just write down 2y minus 3z, you have gotten rid of your factor and it does not equal the same expression. And one way you could test this out, I will show you in a little bit, is going in reverse order to see if you get the same thing. Now here again, I have something that is in a simplified expression, but I want to factor it. And the way I do that is with my greatest common factor. I have 12 and I have 27. And I always write down first 1 and the number itself. 12 is even, so I will do 2, and 2 times 6 is 12. 3 and 4 also go into 12. And that's it for 12. 27, it is odd, so 2 will not go into it. 3 times 9 does go into it. 4 does not, 5 does not, 6 does not, 7 does not. So that one is done. Now my greatest common factor here is 3. So that means I'm automatically going to write down 3 and then my parenthesis, because that's what I'm factoring out. So now I will do negative 12a squared divided by 3, and that'll give me negative 4a squared. And then 27, which is positive, divided by 3, that will give me still a positive of plus 9. That's my final answer. Okay? And like I said, I'll show you a method in a few seconds that will, well, I'll show you it after the next problem, but it'll explain how you know it is right or wrong. And then for our last one here, I have 3 terms in this one expression that's simplified. And so that means I have to find the greatest common factor of all 3. And I'm going to kind of use some math reasoning here, because I know that this one's obviously just 1 and 2. This one has 1 and 18, but it's even, so I know that 2 will go into it. Okay. And I know that down here, 1 and 72, I know that 2 is also going to go into 72 because 72 is even. Okay? And that will be 36. So all 3 of those, they're not done, but I know that's my greatest common factor because 2 can't get any higher and they all have 2 in it. So I will factor out 2. That means 2x divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and I will keep my x. And I have negative 18b divided by 2. That will give me a negative 9b. And then I have just a positive 72 divided by 2, and that'll give me 36. It's positive. Now, the way I would know this is by rewriting the problem and working it out. 1x minus 9b plus 36. And we factored out 2. Now, how do I know that what I worked out all this stuff down here, how do I know that that is going to give me the right answer? And the way I can do this is by distributing and going backwards. If I distribute to all 3 of these, I will get 2 times 1x minus 2 times 9b, because it was a negative 9b, and then plus 2 times 36, and that will simplify to 2x, because 2 times 1 is 2, minus 2 times 9 is 18b, and then 2 times 36 is a positive 72. That is exactly the expression we started off with last time. So I know that my work down here was good. I hope this video helped, and it will also be uploaded for you guys. And if If you have any questions, just simply ask me. Thank you.